If I could write you a song to make you fall in love, I would. This song.
Have you up under my arm?
You got it.
Yeah, for sure.
That's great, Mike.
So
Amazing.
This
It was
song.
so much better when he was singing.
Well, I just wanted to. You ever feel your body starting to deteriorate because of age, Mr. Posner?
Yeah, I'm 33, dog. Don't-
Oh, no, that's young, though, Mike.
Yeah, relative, but relative to the rest of my life, it's old.
Well, recently...
I'm the oldest I ever been. You ever throw that back out after making love? Like that didn't used to happen, man.
I can't even walk downstairs, man. I'm 36.
Oh, you geriatric gentleman. Happy to be sandwiched between you.
Yeah, man. I definitely feel it, bro.
Look, hey. Welcome back to Impulsive, the #1 podcast in the world. Thank you guys for listening, watching, viewing, and subscribing. If you're not subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. Or don't. It's whatever. You know, we're here to provide you with your weekly dose of entertainment, good conversation, and hopefully you take something from anything we talk about.
We a vacuum salesman now?
I don't know. Listen, we got Mike Posner on the set. We got Mike Posner with us today here in Puerto Rico.
Thank you.
You're amazing, Mike. You texted me this morning. You're like, hey, man, want to go for a run and a workout before the podcast?
I didn't do it, by the way. I ran out of time.
Oh, maybe. Oh.
We went the wrong way from the airport.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Did you come directly from the airport here?
No. But I'm gonna get that run after this.
Okay, you're gonna do it.
Bro, you got the gym set up pretty good.
Do you want to use my facilities?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Of course. More than welcome to. And
I
ironically,
know what to do with all those punching bags and all that stuff.
I could run you through a little workout. Dude, you're doing it all. You're really amazing, man. Your energy's so great. Kevin, our videographer, said when he came to pick us up, because you arrived here before we did. Sorry about that.
No, I was a little bit early, so it's all good.
He said, dude, he's amazing. You know,
I think you got a great team around you. I think the same about Kevin and Caleb. I was getting to talk to behind the cameras, and
yeah.
I think you surrounded yourself with some good guys. I felt the same about them.
Do you ever have any negative thoughts, or is it just all like pleasantries?
Dude,
because when I saw
kidding
you,
me?
you walked up to me, you were smiling, you had an acoustic guitar in your hand. I think you were singing Kumbaya, to be honest with you. Like, do you ever have like any negative thoughts? Or?
Yeah. I mean, look, you ever hear somebody say like if you see someone teaching yoga, like that person needs yoga.
Yeah,
like that's me, man. You know, so I'm into meditation and positive thinking, but my default mode is the opposite, you know.
You want to kill everybody.
Not that hard, but it's more of like
Kumbaya, this motherfucker.
Yeah. You know, no, but it's more of like a resignation. And I think a lot of people, and maybe some of the guys on the couch behind the camera, but certainly some of the people listening know what it's like to wake up and just feel resigned or withdraw from life. Sort of a almost below the surface feeling of like I had to do this, but I shouldn't have to. That relationship towards your own life, and that's how I wake up, you know, most mornings. And you know, that we can talk about some of the adventures I've gotten into, but those were like reasons to make me feel inspired about my own life.
Gotcha.
You know
But had you not before, Mike? Because this is where it's so fascinating. You have an amazing and very successful music career at the highest level. Some of your songs.
Took a pill in Ibiza.
You guys are going
I
on
actually
tour.
always wanted to know how that day ended up. Did you actually
The
take
Ibiza
the pill?
day. Yeah.
Did you do it because you wanted to feel cool? Like, what was that? What was the actual reason?
we could sidebar to that and then go back to your train, but that song came about. You know, the version that's a hit is a remix, and the original song is basically an acoustic song, and it's very sad.
Did you write it for Justin Bieber?
No,
Okay.
I wrote "Boyfriend" for Justin Bieber.
I knew that.
I Took a Pill in Ibiza is a song that you can't sell to anybody. You know, it's like the first few lines are, I took a pill in Ibiza to show Avicii I was cool. And when I finally got sober, felt 10 years older, but fuck it, it was something to do.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of hard to pitch that to someone else because it only happened to me. But the story was
That makes
basically
sense.
like
That was a dumbass.
But,
fucking
no,
cameo.
but also I'll back you up a little
Such a
bit.
dumbass.
I assure you, there's a few people at least that can relate to that. You know, maybe.
I feel you. Maybe you.
Nah. Fuck Dylan, my producer, bro. He wrote 2016. I Took a Pill in Ibiza is one of the biggest songs in the world, and the first thing is Bieber passed on this.
No.
Fuck you, Dylan. I swear to God.
I thought we fired him after the Island Boys episode.
We should have.
Wasn't he already
I gave him a chance because he brought me the Polaroid.
Pass on any projects that you wanted him to work on?
No. Yeah, we did the
I tried to save
boyfriend
the
record
cat.
together. But basically, the story of that song was I went to college, Duke University. I know you some Ohio boys. I was talking to Caleb, and I toured a lot in Ohio, but that's sort of besides the point when I first started. And I wrote this song in my dorm room. It was called Cooler Than Me. If I could write you a song to make you fall in love, I would. This song.
Have you up under my arm?
You got it.
Yeah, for sure.
That's great, Mike.
So
Amazing.
this
It was
song.
so much better when he was singing.
Well, I just wanted to.
He sounded like a singer. You sounded like the people in the crowd at the DJ play. They're already fucked up. They're so sorry.
It's all good.
You were saying?
I appreciate it for the record.
Because he meditates.
This song came out as this giant hit, and I thought, well, that's just what happens when I put out songs. Like, it's my first single, and it's big, you know. And I'm like touring around the world, taking my shirt off at shows, making more money than I deserve. And then strange thing happened. I put out another song after that, and it like wasn't really a hit. And then the next one after that sort of like was even less of a hit. And this trend sort of just continued until my career was considered all the way over.
Would you say you fell off? Because that's the terminology.
Fell off.
Yeah.
Fell off hard. And people, you know, called me a one-hit wonder, which always hurt. But I guess on paper it was true at the time. I'd only had one hit. And I went from being this young, cool guy who's, like I said, taking my shirt off at shows to like just being at home in LA. I'd made a little bit of money, but the calendar was empty and there was nothing to do. And that's what I Took a Pill in Ibiza is about. I say, I'm just a singer who already blew his shot. I get along with old timers because my name's a reminder of a pop song people forgot. And Avicii, bless his heart, man, he always fucked with me. Like when I was coming up in college, he sent me Levels. I don't know if you guys.
The most important
But it wasn't out yet.
song ever.
He sent it to me. He's like, yo, can you write something to this? I tried like 3 times. Like I wrote a bunch of shit. It wasn't good. He ended up using the, whoa, sometimes I get it good. But he used that instead and it was perfect. But point being, he never cared, unlike almost everybody in the music industry, he never cared if I was number 1 or number 1,000,000. And so in this period where I'm sitting at home with the empty calendar, he asked me to work on his album. And he lived in Sweden at the time. So I flew there and I figured, you know, if I'm going to fly all the way there, like I'm going to make a little trip out of it. And I knew he had some shows coming up in Ibiza. So we worked in the studio a few days and I said, hey man, can I go to your show in Ibiza? He was like, yeah. And I went there like a day before him. And I got to Ibiza and I was alone. And I was staying at this hotel where all these people were on, I don't know, their version of spring break or whatever, they're drinking. And it was like the saddest thing ever. I was just there alone, like, look at all these people having fun. And the next day, Tim Avicii came, he played the show, and I was in the crowd, and it's when I still drank. I don't drink anymore. And I started just getting fucked up. And I'm looking at him on the stage, and I was thinking, like, man, like, I fucked this up, man. Like, that used to be me. I wish it was still me, and it's not. And I'm just like, imagine, like, the sadness of this moment. Like, I'm in the crowd. Like, I'm just in the GA, fucked up at, like, his show.
By yourself.
By myself. And I was actually, like, hoping somebody, this is so, like, embarrassing, but I was hoping somebody would recognize me to, like, validate, I don't know, make me feel good, like I wasn't a failure. And lo and behold, these guys did. He goes, are you fucking Mike Posner? I was like, yeah. And they were like, "You want to take one of these?" And I was like, "Yeah." He gave me a thing. I don't even know what it was.
It was literally just a pill.
A pill
in
in Ibiza.
Yeah.
Holy
I
shit.
took it, and yeah, just like the song said, I had this night. Nothing really happened. I went to some club. Was
Yeah.
it Pasha or whatever?
Pasha.
I went there. Was up all night, fucking grinding my teeth, and
Yeah.
I woke
Sounds
up the
like
next
2CV.
day, and
What?
I felt like hell.
Yeah.
You know, I felt like hell. And so that song is about that darkness or that low in my life. And then like the infinite irony of it all is these guys remixed this like heartbreaking song and made it into a club
An
banger,
anthem.
you know?
Yeah.
And it's like people
How many
in
people are
Pasha
throwing
like
pills?
taking pills to it. You know, so on one end it's like hilarious and like doesn't make any sense, that situation, that irony. But on another hand, I could kind of zoom out and put rose-colored glasses, and it's like, are people having happy times out of my sadness?
Yeah, for sure.
And as an artist, you know, and it's what you guys do too, right? You've been through your fair share of shit,
Of
all
course.
three of you.
Yeah.
And you know, I haven't watched like all your episodes, but I've watched some of them. It's enough to see like all you guys open up. And so, point being, as artists, we try to take our suffering, our pain, our negativity, and make something beautiful out of it. That's the alchemy of art. So when you share something about your hard times and it helps someone out there, that's your alchemy. And maybe with that song, somebody had some joyous moments out of my pain, and that's my alchemy.
What was this song? The song to bring you back onto like open up your calendar again?
Yeah, man, that was you know, another part of the irony is
Crazy
it's literally
that it brought back that feeling
yeah
that you were missing.
that
Yeah,
line. I'm just
absolutely.
you
I'm just
manifested the fuck out of that.
I'm just a singer who already blew his shot, you know. That's a line in the song, and then all of a sudden, like I'm getting another shot because I wrote that line. It just didn't make sense.
Taking your
you
shirt
know?
back off again.
Yeah, let's
I love
go.
how that's like his like main like thing. He's like, dude, I'm on tour. I'm taking my shirt off every city I go to.
Usually people are like, "Yo, slamming hoes."
Nah,
like,
nah,
hoes.
nah. Just
Nah.
no shirts. That's
shirt
it.
is off.
I wanted my shirt off. And that's it.
So check this out. I recently have tried to come more to terms with being really comfortable with living and learning when you're at that bottom. When you have a moment in your life where you definitely feel like some momentum has been lost, or maybe it is a end of the road moment, all is lost. I think there's a lot to be learned there. I think if you can be open, honest, and you're really good at this, as a lot of artists are, vulnerable, and you look for areas to improve or areas where you can, I don't know, really express yourself,
Yeah.
it can lead to some amazing, amazing results. The biggest transformations and metamorphoses I've had in my life are from when I'm at that moment.
Yeah.
And in a weird way, I kind of look forward to failing now because I know
What comes out
it's
of it?
it's the only way that I'm gonna actually learn and apply change to my life.
That's right. That's right.
And it's so funny to hear you saying this, and you've always been so good at being vulnerable, like I said, and now you've parlayed it into using your experiences and being open about them to make everyone else's life better, right? That's the mission you're on now.
Yeah, to a certain degree. You know, it's like I feel, look, like basically when I was 22, I had cooler than me. You know, as long as I didn't buy a bunch of Lamborghinis,
You're gonna
I
be
didn't
set.
have to work anymore.
Yeah, you can be set.
You know?
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about like, I don't live a crate, like I drive a 4Runner, you know? It's like, I live a kind of simple-ish life. So the point is, I feel like I got gifted the opportunity because like I got all these dreams come true. And I'm sure you guys felt this yourselves. Like all these great things happen. I really thought like when I was young, when I was in college, I was like, man, if I get this record deal, get this hit song, like I'm gonna feel better. I'm gonna feel like more secure. And I know like everyone told me like money doesn't buy happiness. I didn't fucking believe. I'm like, you didn't make enough, you know? Like my
didn't
bar
make
is
enough.
higher.
That's such a funny line. You didn't make enough.
You know,
You're right?
and it's like, it didn't change anything. It didn't make my life worse, but my like immediate experience, like the way I went through the world was exactly the same. And so I feel like I got gifted this opportunity of if that's not what life is about, you know, chasing material or external things, then what is it about? and that's been my quest the last several years. And we could talk about like my walk and my climb, and my retreats and this kind of thing, spending time in solitude. And it's for me. Yeah, of course. Like I want to do all those things. I want to see how I'm going to grow. I know I'm going to fail somewhere along the way because they're too big of goals to like not fuck up something on the way. But not just for me, because then it's selfish. And then it's just like, you're just a guy going, yeah, I fucking climb Mount Everest. It's like, I don't care. You're a dick. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm sure you've experienced, have you ever met somebody who like has your goal, or they like achieve something close to what you're working on, but they're not a cool guy girl?
The worst.
And it's like, okay, I've had moments where like I'm with people who climbed Everest and they're terrible. And I'm like, I would rather fail than be a bad person.
100%.
And so like, all that to say, I go do these crazy things. I'm on this quest of life, and I try to share what I learned along the way. Because if I don't, then it's just, and that's part of why I'm here today.
Yeah.
And so thank you for that.
Yeah, of course.
Opportunity to do so. Because if I don't, then it's just selfish. You're just like making a list of shit, to pat yourself on the back,
We've been trying to have you on for a while. As you know, dude, you were sending me videos of you summiting fucking Mount Everest on Instagram DMs. Like selfie videos of him from the top of Mount Everest.
No, I said it that was after I got down and I was safe. Yeah. But it was great because you were training for Floyd at the same time. So I was just, like you make a decision to do something crazy like that, it can be lonely, it's like a lot of people telling you crazy. Yeah, and I'm speaking about you, so it's like whenever I could find someone who's like on their own version of craziness, I like
to connect with them.
How is it over there? Like, yeah, it's fucking lonely and everyone thinks I'm a lunatic. Me too. All right, everything checks out.
Just two
it's
people
like
with fake walkie-talkies.
Sick.
Yeah.
Those people are crazy.
Yeah.
He was on Mount Everest. That's all they had. Fake walkie-talkies.
Mike, when you came in here today, you're obviously in a dramatically different place than you were during the Avicii days and it being in Ibiza. But even when you first sat down, you mentioned that most days you wake up with this feeling of unfulfilledness or mad or loneliness. So there's a term called dysthymia, which is a low level depression. Do you have did you feel that way your whole life? Did you feel that way when you were a kid? Did you feel that way in your adolescence? Do you have any kind of chemical imbalance, or have you ever been able to pinpoint what the catalyst is for that mad feeling in your life?
Nah. It definitely sounds like something I have. Dysthymia?
Dysthymia.
This guy's good.
And by the way, I only know because I suffer from a host of issues myself. So that's why I know about it.
Yeah. I don't know exactly. I think when I was really young, no, I don't remember it. High school, yeah, for sure. For sure. High school, I was sad, but sad all the time.
Yep.
Not just in the morning.
I have a question.
Tell me.
I'm seeing a through line now, and I know a couple artists, and like the patterns repeat, and your sadness, I obviously like varies, right? But I can't imagine what it's like. Everyone's different, and your experiences are probably vastly different than mine. But your sadness has yielded amazing art that helps and has a ripple effect on the whole world. Would you take away your sadness and then lose that talent that you have if you were always happy? Or is the trade-off worth it for you personally?
It's a good question. I wouldn't change it. But I think it's sort of a false dichotomy in that like you can be happy and a great artist too. It's like they say
for sure.
Like what if Van Gogh? They say like, what if Van Gogh like wasn't say he would have cut off the ear and painted that dope shit? But then other people say like, well, what if he was healthy? He would have lived longer and painted more. And so I don't know. I think like in your question, I wouldn't change it. I wouldn't change it. And my grappling with it and like how the man I've become, I'm so proud of, and like whatever I can share from that grappling is, I think, worth it for others. It makes you more compassionate.
He said it earlier. The heartbreak and trauma and desperation is like the driver of all the things that you learn in life, and it's also the driver of a lot of your creative intentions in life. Like we talk to pop and rock artists all the time that are like, yo, I force myself into heartbreaking moments and pain to drive desperation that then breeds creativity.
That's too much.
Yeah, I
much.
agree.
What I was gonna say is there's a balance, right? You know the filmmaker Herzog? He's like the best documentarian. You've probably seen Grizzly Man or some of his films. They're fire.
We suck.
He has a quote. He says, "The poet must not avert his eyes. The poet must not avert his eyes." It's like, what does that mean? To me, it means like you got to be honest about life and reality, and so that means like part of art isn't just pain. It's like it's finding the beauty in life. Like you put on fucking Stevie Wonder, you know. It's like Songs in the Key of Life. That album, like that's a celebration of life. And not only is him seeing the beauty in life and then going, look at it this way, guys. So that's also a part of art, right? It's like the painter paints the bowl of fruit. It's like, why they do that? Because they're trying to show you how really fucking beautiful that bowl of fruit is when you're present and you're not lost in your own head. And so the poet must not avert his eyes. It's like, we're going to look at the beautiful parts of life and the ghastly and terrible, and we're gonna look at them both honestly. But I think manufacturing pain and, you know, that's not alchemy. My friend NQ will say that. That's not alchemy.
Right.
That's not turning pain into something beautiful. That's turning pain into pain.
Yeah.
And so I disagree with those artists.
With that
whoever they are,
approach.
respectfully. Yeah.
When did you start to feel this change from musician, artist, songwriter to, I mean, I don't know what you'd call yourself now, but it takes a bit of a decision to decide to walk across the United States.
Yeah. So it was the walk was this thing. I was in a jewelry shop. My best friend Teeny, she owned a jewelry shop, and she was talking to somebody across the room, and she said, my friend just walked across America. And I went, and I was like, what'd you just say? And she just goes, my friend just walked across. I go, you can do that? She's like, I guess he just did it, you know? And I just like declare to this jewelry shop, I'm like, I want to do that too, you know? And they're like, okay. You know?
Are you buying something? Or?
Yeah, exactly. And
that was the reason why you.
No, it's like so the walk is crazy, right? That's not the reason. That's how I heard about it. That was even a thing. You know, it's like you're gonna dream to become an actor. You have to know acting even exists, right?
Yeah.
I didn't even know that existed, and it immediately caught me.
Did you like walking around?
Not
big walker?
particularly.
Was that like a
Not
hobby?
particularly.
No, you know, I think I probably had the same
I hate
attitude.
walking to my car. And then I decided to walking.
Look, so like I started researching it. I go home, I start telling people I want to do this one day, and I even get in contact with people that have done it before. About 10 to 15 people do it a year, and a lot of them have written books. I start reading the books, and I realize there's a strategy to it. You walk east to west. You start in early spring in an effort to be done before winter, and each spring, like something was in the way. There was some reason for me not to do it. It was an album I had to finish. It was a tour I had to go on to support the last album. Somebody was getting married, and like 1 year turned into 2, 2 years turned into 3, 3 years turned into 4, 4 years turned into 5.
Damn.
Dysthymia. Dysthymia in a major way.
Facts.
Because I'm letting my dream die.
Facts.
And I said, talk to my friend Elliot. I was like, yo, Elliot, I had an album coming out. It's probably my best album. It's called Real Good Kid. It had no hits on it, but I think it's my best one. And it's about to come out. And it's like I couldn't make myself like go to do the promo, the like interviews and the stuff. I was like, I can't do this. Go talk about myself and like you play these shows like in music. You go do radio shows, like a radio station will throw a concert, And then in return, they're like supposed to play your song, but it's more like they'll play somebody's song on your label, and it's like I'm out there playing for like 13-year-olds, and I'm like, what the fuck? I'm 31. Like, this is weird. You know what I mean? And I was like, Elliot, I can't do it. He said, well, what do you want to do? I said, what I want to do is walk across America, but like my managers think it's crazy. My agents think it's crazy. Everyone thinks it's crazy. He goes, that's great news. What's great news? That they think it's crazy. What do you mean? He goes, you got to understand, not all crazy ideas are great, but all great ideas are crazy.
Yeah.
Damn.
And I just knew, like I felt it in my body, the like truth of what he was saying. And I'm like, I'm doing it. It's never going to be a right time. No one's ever going to roll out a red carpet for me. No one's ever going to say, hey, do it. In fact, they're going to roll out red carpets or reasons for me not to do it. Like, you're going to do irreparable damage to your body.
Yep.
You're going to commit career suicide.
Yep.
It's not going to be a career for you to come back to. No one's going to care. I heard all the shit, and it was just like, bro, this is my life. And like, my dad is dead now. Avicii is dead now. Mac Miller is dead now. One day I'm going to be dead too. But before that day, I want to live my life. And I'm tired of playing in this little sandbox in West Hollywood, like going to studios with no windows and making music for 13-year-olds. Like, it's got to be more. It's got to be more. And I said, well, fuck it, I'm going to do it. And then, like I said, you start east to west. So I walk supported, which means that I had a friend in an RV. He would go ahead of me. People, when I say that, people think the car is next to me, like handing me water. It's not like that. The car is way up there. I'm walking alone, and then like he's making sure we have a place to sleep. We have food, that kind of thing. And I always try to be honest about that, because there's people out there that do it unsupported,
Yeah.
Wow.
and they're way more badass than me. So shout outs to all of them. And we get this RV. This is before the walk. We drive from LA to New Jersey, because like I said, it's best to start east to west. The reason for that is the way the mountain ranges are lined up. You want to hit the Rockies at the right time. Bro, we're driving. This takes a fucking week to drive. We're driving across Kansas. I'm like, holy shit.
This is long, bro.
I got to walk this whole thing back.
Yeah.
You know? And I was filled with uncertainty and fear. Because I put on social, I'm going to do this. I said, you guys could come walk with me, all this stuff. And I didn't know if I could do it. I mean, I had no idea. And I get out there, and I get to Asbury Park in New Jersey. I get to the beach, and I get in the ocean. And that was a big thing. I got to start in the ocean and in the other ocean. So I'm in the water, the waves crashing on my back. And I realized, like, man, these thoughts of uncertainty and fear are just that. They're thoughts of uncertainty and fear. Nothing more, nothing less. I take my first step. Step one is take one step. Step one, take one step. And it was amazing, man. Typically, I walk 24 miles a day. I put on social that, anyone could join me. And people came from all over America, man. And I said, if you find me, I never posted like exactly where I was, because it get kind of like unsafe, too many people.
Yep.
So it's kind of like a scavenger hunt. And when people came, I always ask two questions. I say, one, why'd you come? And sometimes they just wanted a picture, and that's fine. And sometimes, like I said, they're like college kids, and they're on the weekend. They're like, let's see if we can find him, like kind of like a scavenger hunt. But sometimes they came because there was no one else that they had to talk to. And it was like their dads also just died. They were soldiers that had seen killing and had killed. They were, professionals caught under the weight of their own lives. And one day this young man came. I remember he was like, I want to like do something like what you're doing, but I'm too young. He's like, I got to get a job first and like start making money. And like a few days later, this guy came who was older. He's like 65. And he was like, I always wanted to do what you're doing right now, but I'm too old. My family won't let me, and my body won't make it. And I started to see the difference between reasons and excuses, right? It's like our reasons always seem valid to us, but when you really look at them, there isn't actually a difference. 99 times out of 100, our reasons are excuses wearing fancy clothes, you know? And the other question I always ask people was, and this is a good question to remember. You guys are fucking pro interviewers, so I don't need to tell you, but whenever I felt like trapped in small talk land, my friend Kevin, he told me his question. He said, if you feel like this is just surface level and you want to go deeper, ask this question. The question was, if I pray for you, what should I pray for?
Sick.
And sometimes, a lot of times, like one word answers I get back: joy, happiness, love, success. But sometimes it went way deeper. I was walking across the Wallapai Reservation in Arizona, and this red Ford F-350 pulls the side of the road, and I got all sorts of like ideas and biases about who's going to be driving a car like that. I'm a little scared, to be honest. This young guy, 21-year-old from the Wallapai Reservation, jumps out of the car. He runs across the highway because I always walk into traffic. And so he pulled up next to me, runs across. I'm like, oh, please, like, don't get hit. And we talked for a while, and I asked him that question: if I pray for you, what should I pray for? He thought about it. He said, 5 years ago, my mom died from drinking. Excuse me. He said 5 years ago, my dad died. My dad died of drinking. And 3 years ago, my brother died from drinking. And 3 months ago, my mother died drinking. So if you pray for me, pray for my sobriety, because I'm the only one left. And it's like moments like that, you're like, it's almost too much. He's like, wait right here. He runs across the highway again dangerously, reaches into his car, pulls out this little leather satchel he puts in my hand. He said, this is sweet grass and sage. And it'll keep you safe from bad spirits on our land. It's just like,
I'm sure.
that's why I walked across America, you know? Fuck.
No, I'm sure you've met amazing people along the journey.
His name was Rowan. He got back in the F-350. He drove away. And he put his fist out the window like that. I'll never forget that shit, man.
Those
I'll never
moments.
forget that.
Yeah.
I wonder what he's doing right now.
He's an amazing guy, because he wasn't. First off, like, let's acknowledge I'm a white guy on an Indian reservation. Usually when white guys come, like, it doesn't go well for them.
Right.
He's got no reason to be nice to me. Like, what he should be saying is, get the fuck out of here, right?
Off my land, yeah.
And like, he should be cynical about life. He should have dysthymia or worse. You know, he should everything's gone wrong. And here he is showing up, not like to get something from me, to give something to me. And so that's inspiring, man. That's inspiring to me. Like, people that have so much less than me materially, but have more than me.
Yeah.
You know, because sometimes my phone ring and I'm like, I don't even want to pick this up because they're going to want something from me. And a lot of times it's not true. I had a friend who, you were going to say something, man. Sorry. That cut you off.
No, I don't know. I'm
blabbering too much.
No,
not
you're
blabbering.
supposed to do that.
We're
Yes.
listening.
We're listening to your storytelling. Yeah, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say you're like a modern Forrest Day Gump, like literally.
Like a cool one that sings.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, we interrupt this program to bring you a word from our sponsors, my family over at Barstool, the Barstool Sportsbook. Back me, by the way, we win. Or your favorite Barstool personality on the Barstool Sportsbook today and get exclusive boosted odds on the biggest action in sports. Check out our boosted odds under in the exclusives Bet with Barstool section of the app. Hurry, these exclusive boosts will not last long. You must be physically present in Arizona, Colorado, Iowa, Illinois, Indiana, Michigan, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Tennessee, West Virginia or Virginia.
They're
together.
everywhere.
Yeah. Well,
Wow.
they're expanding rapidly, by the way.
Wow.
Yeah, proud partner right here. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In Tennessee, call or text the Tennessee REDLINE 800-889-9789. Back to the program.
We have a real Forrest Gump right there.
He looks great.
No, people join you along the journey. I remember seeing the TikToks, right? We found Mike Posner on his walk across the man. Can I ask you something? You're
Please.
I saw your ending video to that too.
They're always so mean to you.
Always.
Oh man.
Hey, can we mark that note right there and just cut that?
Cut Mike Posner saying Billy George.
Wait, why? Leave that in. That's nice. He had my back.
I really, really am inspired by your journey because I too think one day I'm gonna take a
Long walk.
period of isolation in my life that may involve a long walk or a run.
We talk about some isolation too.
That's what I was curious about it too, because you said earlier that you were that you have these feelings of loneliness and you felt that in the crowd, you feel it on certain days anyways. Like, so my question would be like, what drives you to a place that just would force you into that isolation, you know, where you're going to be walking by yourself the majority of the time, whether or not people are coming to visit you or not.
This is
you know?
part of it, but I like,
Isn't that weird?
yeah, I don't want to. I want to sound like braggy because I hate.
Nah, you don't want to get braggy, Mike.
No, but like, so I push isolation to a further extreme in my life than the walk. Though the walk, I did spend a lot of those hours, most of them, alone on the side of a road. But I finished the walk and basically, and we go back. There's probably more to talk about snake bite and all that shit.
Bro.
And then
Don't even get me started on the fucking king cobra that bit you.
I'm going to jump ahead. I finished the walk and I still didn't want to go back to the sandbox. And it was like, so the next, I was jacked up, bro. Like my feet were fucked up and like.
How long did it take you?
6 months and 3 days. It's like 180 some odd days.
Oh my god.
It was 2,851 miles. Anyways, like I was so scared going back to sandbox. I called this guy I used to do boxing with. I was like, "Can you meet me at the gym tomorrow at 4?" Just the day after I finished. It's like I needed to rest, bro. It was like I felt like I was 90 when I would stand up, and I honestly didn't know if it was going to go back to normal. But I was like, I can't just like go home and get fat. Like that can't be the end of this journey. This would be a beginning. So we went boxing the next day, and I had this dream on the walk of doing Everest, and it became real as I was going. Like I could really do this, you know. Like it's gonna be hard. I don't know anything about climbing. It's the tallest mountain in the world, but look, like I do hard shit now. Anyways, I do Everest. That was in a year and a half, and we can get into that. But back to isolation. That's the thread we're on. Before I did Everest, I planned to go to this monastery, or it's actually a Buddhist center. There's no monks, so I shouldn't call it a monastery. And they have these cabins there that are set up for what they call solo retreats. So there's a temple, and then like up in the mountain, they drive you up some crazy road, and there's like a little cabin there, and they just leave you. And once a week, they'll drop off your groceries for a week, but it's in like a drop box. So they leave it, they leave, and then you get it later. You don't see them. And I set that up because I was just going. Like I did the walk and I did Everest. I got to stop and do nothing. And out of that nothing, I could create what I want to do next. And it was my third time there. You know, the first time I get there, like I sit on this meditation cushion. And I'm like, you know, I had these like glimmers of like before where like I call them moments of being, or Virginia Woolf called them that. It's like a moment in your life where everything just makes sense. Like you had that before, yeah?
Yeah, of course.
Like everybody has. It's like, it's just, everything just makes sense. And I was like, I felt one of those moments on the summit of Everest. I felt it like a couple of times on the walk. And it's like, there's got to be a better way to like access that than like risking my life to like, you know? So I'm like, I sit down on the cushion. And I'm like, okay, maybe this is like how I'm going to find it. And then like, almost immediately my mind comes in. It's like, hey, did you notice like whoever was here before you, they left some spices on the like kitchen area. You should get up and organize those. So I get up and I like put them in order. I go back on the meditation cushion, close my eyes, and take a deep breath. And then again, the voice is back. It's like, yo, you didn't work out today. You're gonna be meditating. You're gonna get fat here. You know, like you should go out and run up the hill 10 times. So I open up my eyes, go outside, run up the hill 10 times. I get back on the cushion 3rd time, like sweaty now. And it's like, I close my eyes, and then the voice starts doing this weird thing. It starts like rehearsing what I'm gonna say about this when I'm done with it. And it's like this is
everyone's experience with meditation, by the way. Like like, dude,
this is insane.
no,
this is insane, you know. But as I stuck with it, and last time I was there 21 days, like no humans. People say it's like a silent retreat. I'm like, yeah, kind of. I mean, there's nobody there. You could talk if you want to, but like,
Are you on, like, are you smoking weed?
no,
Completely
like,
sober.
yeah, completely sober. There's no electricity, no phone, no running water, no Wi-Fi, no Netflix, no iPad, no laptop, and I don't bring in the guitar either, because then I could like work.
Where is this again? Just
It's in Colorado.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
The place is called Tara Mandala. I always regret saying it because like it seems to be getting harder and harder to like get slots to like go.
You're creating your
fill
own
up.
demise. Yeah.
So I'll probably just ruin that forever.
We can bleep it for
But
you
like,
if you want.
an interesting thing, Mike, like when I was there and I'm actually fully alone, I don't feel lonely at all. And also, I don't feel bored, like at all. And it's like, those things seem to come from like a kind of restlessness, like a reaching, like a grasping, like there's got to be more, or like
What's next?
what's next,
Yeah.
and like mix in some FOMO into that
Right.
concoction. They seem to come from that. And when I'm there, it's like I'm working on being present. So like, what does that actually mean? That means like the way I'm using it is like being without thinking about being. So if I'm drinking the water, like I'm opening it, and in my mind, I'm not saying anything. There's no dialogue. I'm just feeling how it feels to unscrew the top and doing the whole day like that. And of course, you lose it 1,000 times, but it's like doing it with training wheels for mindfulness, because no one's there to distract you. Like if you get upset, it's your fault. Like no one else is there, you know, something you're doing here, you know, so those things start to become obvious. Those things you do to piss yourself off, or, you know, hold resentments and that kind of thing. So all that to say, like, I'm not sure, like that loneliness doesn't seem to be an inherent part of me. Right? It's either like
It's like external. It's
Yeah.
imposed by the things around you.
yeah, I don't want to say that, or the way I interact with them.
Oh, yeah.
The only reason I make that distinction, because if I'd say it's just the things, then the things are in control of me.
Yeah, and that's
it's
the,
like,
and
nah,
that's the biggest thing.
I'm
that
a
you-
big boy.
Yeah.
You know?
But that's the biggest thing you fight off with meditation, right? Is like everything in life. It's not about external factors. It's about your response to them, right? You know what I'm saying? And so
That's
it's
right.
like when you learn to, and I'm terrible at this, and I have severe anxiety. I have overactive mind that's just racing like a hamster on a wheel 24/7. There's never a second in my day where it stops, and it's just thoughts, mostly negative. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so when I try to get into that meditative position, and I know a lot of people watching this can relate to it as well, it's very, very fucking difficult for me to get into that place. But when I do, I find myself able to understand that being present, as well as you find new connectivity to the things around you, to nature, to your water bottle, to whatever.
Dude, it's crazy. So the 5th day I'm there, and I do basically 5 hours of sitting meditation a day, not in one shot. I do 2 in the morning, 1 in the afternoon, 2 in the evening, and then I do 3 hours of walking meditation a day, where essentially you're walking, but you're feeling your breath and like your feet touch the ground as you go. And I'm jumping off your thread of like senses and connecting more. The 5th day, I'm in the morning meditation. I'm sitting, and like by now I have nicknamed the voice in my head Charlie, because like he's just talking, and like you said, if you really listen to your voice, your Charlie, you'll find it's often negative, and good Lord, is it repetitive?
Yeah.
Man. Like it's telling me the same shit. I'm like, yeah, I got it, man. Thank you. You know, and so
I love how you're thinking.
on this 5th day, I'm in this meditation, and it's like it just started to get quieter and quieter and quieter, and then it kind of like just went away. And the 2 hours ended. I get up and I realize, like, even though I'm not sitting anymore, I'm still meditating. I go outside and I take a piss. It's no Charlie. It's like I come back inside, wash my hands, no Charlie. And I make like my lunch. It's like a cracker. You ever eat wassa bread?
Yeah.
It's wassa bread,
Yeah.
avocado, and salt. That's it. Like very simple, right? No Charlie. I take a bite, and it's like a explosion of flavor. Like I'm not exaggerating. If you're like, Mike, what is the best meal of your life? It's that
Yeah.
meal.
Because you were living it.
Because there was no screen of thinking, categorizing, analyzing, planning, thinking about the last avocado I ate, thinking about the macronutrients of avocados. Did I get enough protein? Like all that was there was the raw input of the taste. And what happens is, like, when we remove that screen of Charlie, the senses, like you said, are so heightened. And like I had moments there where I'm putting my sock on and I'm feeling like I'm having sex, man. Like it was great. Like I'm not even exaggerating though, Logan. Like it was. And then you start to hear the bird. Like the first 5-6 days, I didn't hear the birds. Like I heard some of them, but then this 5th, 6th day, I'm waking up. I'm like, there is a symphony out here, and it's like ones that are quieter, that I'm probably further away, that I literally wasn't hearing because Charlie was too loud. And yeah, I felt high. I felt high.
Fucked up because
and it's crazy because he's asked me, did I take drugs? It's like no, but in a way, it was a heightened experience for sure.
Well,
you know,
they say,
and it's always there for us.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
No. They say meditation is like the strongest hallucinogen. If you master meditation, it can get you to a level that no, mushroom or acid can get you to, the highest level of that. And everyone that talks about meditation tells me the same thing. They're like, yo, you have to do this. You especially have to do this. Because if I saw you on that walk and you were like, well, what do you want me to pray for you for? I want Charlie to die. That would be my answer. I can't. I need this.
Charlie?
My Charlie. I need this motherfucker to shut up because I've said it on the show a million times. I can get anything I want in this world. The one thing I can't get is peace of mind. It's very hard for me to find it, even momentarily. And everybody said, bro, you really got to try either a retreat, meditation, something like that. And honestly, like you said earlier, like my excuse. Not my reason. My excuse is that I'm too busy. I'm too lazy. I can't
right.
do it. You know what I'm saying? But I think in this new year, I want to put a ton of effort into.
So what are you gonna do?
I don't know. Maybe we could talk about it after the show.
Yeah.
Maybe you could set me up.
But
with
after,
something.
when we talk about it, you're gonna do something.
Michael climbed the next mountain with you.
You're gonna do something.
He loves climbing.
You know what I mean? You gotta do
If
something.
I put it out there,
my worst nightmare is you saying this shit a year from now on this podcast.
well, your worst nightmare is about to come true.
No,
buddy.
man. You're gonna start. First off, Charlie's not going to die. Mine's
right.
alive and well.
Yeah.
But you're gonna change your relationship to it, where one, it starts to sound comical. Like, oh, you're gonna try to fuck with me like that. I've heard this before, and then one thing I want to talk to you about. I'm studying to become a Wim Hof instructor. Have you done that yet?
No. But I
Okay.
have friends that have.
So like the breathing technique and the cold immersion. You done any of this stuff?
Of course.
Yeah.
I trained with him twice, and it is so powerful. I was like, I want to learn to be a teacher of this, and I'm like halfway through the training now. But
Can I be your first student?
yeah, fuck yeah,
That'd be fucking
100%.
awesome. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, let's do it.
That guy's insane. The Iceman Wim Hof.
I love him so much.
How does it work? You're gonna have like a Wim Hof license to teach Wim Hof techniques?
Yeah, essentially. And they've sort of said to me like, they're like, you can kind of like teach your friends now, but like, look, like if you're gonna like be advertised or whatever, like you have to learn the thing because there's certain protocols, like
Safety.
safety. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
that kinda thing.
And you've done the submersion in the water, the ice.
Yeah, I
the
got
whole-
2 freezers at my house. and they're 33 degrees, man. Like
What's your time in it? How long you go?
I do 10 minutes. I've gone as long as like 18 when I was with him, like pushed it, but I was like cold for like all
next
night.
year.
Yeah.
there's
10 minutes is
there's
good.
a level of cold that seeps deep into your bones.
They call it after drop.
After drop.
You finish the your time in the tub, and like you're proud of yourself and you whatever, but you got to move. You got to bring the heat back in.
Yep.
Otherwise, actually, you're gonna keep getting colder.
Yeah, so for boxing, we would do 8 in the tub at same. Just
amazing.
It was sometimes they were a little colder, sometimes they were a little warmer.
What was your experience in there?
I have a super abnormal experience in the tub.
It's like boner.
The exact opposite of everyone else. His dick gets huge.
I can't not be erect in my ice bath. No, I disassociate completely.
Forget who you are.
My brain works in a really kind of fucked up way where I could turn switches on and off if I so desire. And when I'm in the tub and the shit sucks, I just turn the shit sucks flip off.
That sounds like a superpower.
We're like a sociopath.
So how?
Right. Yeah.
By
Well, we
the
want
way,
to make sure you don't leave it
We're
off,
done.
right?
All right, I'm gonna turn that switch off.
Logan, your leg has fallen
Who's that
off.
bitch? Who's that girl in the corner? If I don't even know who that is, turn the switch off. Get out. Get out of the house.
I mean, like,
He actually,
bro, my
intentionally
brain. No,
coughed on.
okay. I sit in the tub and what? Wow, this fucking blows, and just sit there and complain. No, get over it. Just, like, do your work.
Yeah.
For me, it's work, or whether it's like a goal. It can be anything, right? It's I have an unrelenting desire to achieve a task. In order to do that, which I know I want to do, this shit should try to not suck. I should get over it. Don't be a bitch. Is in the putting the most.
That's just
simplest way.
mental. That's just mental strength. Because I can.
It sounds great.
Yeah.
It's nice, bro. It's like everyone does it differently, Like I'm sure you had moments fucking climbing Mount Everest where you're like,
This shit sucks.
this shit fucking sucks, but
Most of it.
you have to turn it off and go. And but mind you, my mind's not off. I do a lot of visualization. That's how I get through. I think about when I was in the ice baths, beating the guy I'm fighting, or becoming in the best physical shape that I possibly can be. I picture the goal.
Yeah.
I picture the thing that I know I want to reach so bad, because I want to reach it so bad. For 1 second, I got to turn off like my connection to my body, and just brain, think, visualize.
Have you always
manifest.
had that switch, or did you develop the switch?
Developed?
Developed. And I even say you getting in the ice bath is like you're flexing that muscle when you're in there, right?
For
'Cause
sure.
I'm sure if you just sat on the couch for a year, that switch would get a little rusty, right? A little heavier to turn. That lever's a little heavy.
For
to
sure.
pick up. Yeah.
For sure. Like you need it's a muscle, but yeah, you exercise it. You do the thing that you want to do repeatedly, and then eventually like you're getting better and better at it.
Yeah. This just sounds like to me you have a healthy relationship to fear and discomfort.
I told you I live in the bottom, bro. I live in that space of like this fucking blows. This is the worst thing. Like, if I can weather that, what can't I do?
Exactly.
I love that. I
Yeah.
love knowing more about myself. I'll intentionally put myself in uncomfortable scenarios. That's why, like, what you're doing, bro, I think is fucking sick.
Thank you.
The next thing, do you know it? Does it have to do with the Wim Hof Iceman?
It changed a little bit for me. Everest changed a lot for me, because I was exploring myself, seeing my potential. What could I actually do it? I was, like you said, putting myself in an uncomfortable situation where I knew I was going to grow, because I knew it was going to be really hard and harder than anything I'd done before. And most of my life shit went pretty good, I had a lot, like, just like I won the lottery by being born, or who I was born to. And anyway, so like I almost had to, manufacture these hard things to grow. But pushed to the very, 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 very extreme, which is what Everest is, those things become actually a little bit foolish. Like, I'm gonna explore myself. Like, bro, but you gonna die doing that? Like, that's kind of a silly thing to die for. There's things that, like, I'd like to think I would die for. Like, someone's messing with my mom. Like, you know what I mean? Exploring myself, like self-growth, that's selfish in a lot of ways. Because if I die, I'm dead. And then, like, but my mom, like,
Everybody else, yeah.
my mom's life would have this giant cat. Like, that would. So it changed my risk tolerance a lot. And you know, like, God willing, we summited safely. And, but not everyone did while we were there. 4 people died this year. And you come down and you pass bodies. And it just reminds you what a privilege it is to be alive. And so, I got a lot of goals. I think, like, the Wim Hof is one of them. Was telling Caleb earlier, like, I'm really focused on music right now as well. So I found myself, and I didn't think I was going to be, you know, it was like, I got back and I went on that retreat and I'm like, I didn't know what I was going to do next. It's like, I felt called to make music. I ended up in LA and on paper, I'm in the sandbox. I'm doing the same thing I was doing 5 years ago, but it's totally different. Yeah. It's totally different. And I work with a lot of artists that are, you know, they're 21, they're 23, they're 10 years younger than me. And I just try to share. Like we talked about earlier, share the stuff I've learned. I definitely don't know it all, but I've learned something these last few years. And if that could be of value to somebody else, I got a commitment to share that in my studio sessions, in the music I make, and also doing things like this. So that's sort of like my next thing. It's not a thing. It's not another mountain.
How much of you moving forward when you take that first step out of the ocean, when you leave the coast, or you know, you start the journey, is doing it for yourself, self-discovery, personal growth, versus the ability to share and potentially influence someone else's life positively after the fact? What's the split for you?
Oh, and then there's a third one, which was I wanted to be cool. I wanted to look good. I wanted to be the guy that climbed Mount Everest. There's some of that in there. You know, let's be real.
Trust
you know?
Of course.
There's some of that.
It's fucking sick.
Yeah, some of that in there. So I'd say it's probably like 20-30% ego. Like, I want to do this because I want to be the fucking man.
Yo, you climbed fucking Everest, bro?
And that part of me is lame, you know, but it's there. Let's be honest about
Have
it.
you ever used that as like a pickup line at the bar? Like,
Hey,
I climbed
Yeah, you ever
Everest.
climbed-
man.
you
can
ever
climb
climbed
me,
a line
man.
that's climbed
Let's all make
Mount
a joke
Everest?
at the same time.
yeah.
We did it.
There's a funny thing about like Everest, because there's base camp at Everest, which is where the climb starts.
Yep.
And it's a sort of it's actually like this really cool trip. Like, you guys should all do it. It takes like 6 days, and you do this hike
Just to the base camp.
to base camp,
Maybe once I get the ankle fixed, man.
and it's awesome. Like, you land and you go village to village, and you're in their Sherpa villages,
Sherpas, yeah.
and like there's no cars. Like, you're out there. It's and the mountains are it's the Himalaya. You know?
Mike had a difficulty walking through one village.
Mike, you're talking to the wrong group of lads here. And these guys, I'll do the base camp.
Well, my thing's hold on. My thing's just the ankles. I can.
Man can't walk to the parking lot outside.
I have a really bad ankle. I have screws, plates, arthritis.
Damn,
I need to
bro.
cut the thing off. Dyslexia.
If I get lost, I'm dead.
And a bunion, yeah. It's another thing I'm working on fixing this year, man.
I always thought it was an extra toe when
It
you had
might
socks
be,
on.
dude.
I
It
wasn't
might
gonna
be.
approach you about it for the longest time. I swear to God, that bunion is.
Flat paddle feet.
It looks like somebody put their hand in a sock and they're
Yeah.
do like a.
I have a question.
Mashed potato.
Ask me.
Because if I were to undergo a journey like this, I'm 26. I don't know if I'd be solely doing it for me. I love creating content, right? You said you didn't bring your guitar to your retreat because you'd be working.
Yeah.
But like, as a creator in a different way, I love it so much. It's never worked to me. It's like it's very hard to not do. I feel like if I'm not creating or making or building something, it can literally be anything. I'm not me. And now that's when I'm miserable. Like I went to Burning Man one year. This is the closest I got to like a retreat.
Yeah.
But I put my phone down, right? Present with my friends, sort of. Well, there were psychedelics involved, but as present as you can be when
That'll help you.
but will it?
get
Because I don't know how intentional I was, because the one thing I learned after the fact was I was not happy as that guy, as like, you know, present with a community and not working to improve anything. Like, it was weird. I discovered that it might be hard for me to put it all down.
Yeah. I think you already know. You're like a little addicted to productivity. And that's great, man. It's like also one of your superpowers. Like, look what you built, you know? But look, like if you're doing 35 cool fucking things in a year, which it seems like you are, bro, you know, like
Some cool things.
You live an amazing life, you know, in the scheme of lives, and you created it for yourself, right? So I'm not like you made it.
Thanks.
I'll just finish this point real quick. If you're doing 35, whatever the number is, maybe it's 10. Like, if you did one of them without document, that might be healthy. And you're talking about growing and you're not yourself. It's like, yeah, that's the point. You want to get out of that mode. Who is Logan when he's not working? Who is Logan when he's not? Who are you when you're not being productive?
Is that guy?
I've never met
him.
I've never met him in my
You
entire
don't know.
life.
And there's something there.
Oh my god.
And in my experience, which is only my experience,
Yeah.
nothing more, nothing less. It's not less. It's more than you ever dreamed of, bro.
It's so funny. That's
Yes.
a little bit of an epiphany. I literally started the episode saying I like living in the uncomfortable, and then I'm saying how I'm uncomfortable when I'm not working and I don't like doing it, and I
That's your
avoid
comfort
that
zone.
space. I avoid the.
Like the plague, or even conversation about anything that's not super productive. Like if you come at him with some like, yo, if you ask this kid if he saw the fucking Cleveland Browns game, he'll smack you in the face. He'll be like, don't even
Yeah.
bring that shit my way.
Hold on a sec.
You just
First off, A, that's not true. B, how dare you use the Cleveland Browns, fam? I'm from Cleveland.
That's why I said
You
it.
could have chose any other team, bro.
That's why I said
I
it.
love the Browns. Fuck you. Shut up.
He's been liking the word "shut up."
No
lately.
shit.
Does he always do that?
No.
Yes, it's
It's like a
it's-
Chris
I think I got it
thing.
from Chris D'Elia. I stole it from Chris. He goes, shut up.
Oh, he does do that. You fucking con artist. I was like, where have I heard this shot? And you deliver it so perfectly. I was like,
No,
where have
I know. Watch him do it. He goes, shut up.
Well, he's 40% eyebrows when he does
Bro.
yeah, he's very animated.
I saw some clip of him. He was talking about like they went to some big dinner and he paid for it. Like a big dinner. Like it was like $5,000 dinner. And then he's on the podcast. He's going, and it didn't make a dent. He kept saying that shit didn't make a dent.
He's funny.
Like for 5 minutes, he was just saying that. They were like, bro, don't say it again. Anyways, bro.
He's funny.
Is he on the
Yes.
podcast with all the other comedians?
Yeah. It was the one with like Brian Callen.
Yeah,
They were
that's
like,
it.
don't say it.
He crushed that entire podcast. I think that
They've been doing a few more together.
yeah, when the
He
comedians
crushes
get
it every
together.
time.
Do you hang out with other artists and people in the space?
Musicians.
Musicians?
Yeah. Somewhat.
Are they fucked up?
Some of them, but definitely not all of them. Some of them are the most beautiful people you'll ever meet. You know, an artist by definition in any medium is somebody that should see the world a little differently.
100%.
And then they should help us. Their art helps us see it through their eyes. And so, yeah, you're meeting people that look at things different. They are different, you know? And it's just like really beautiful people. And sometimes you see the problems. Like that don't seem so dissimilar from mine. That it's like you have these waves and this like and fame, bro. Fame is insane, and there's a solipsism that can creep in.
You have a girlfriend?
I don't. Single.
Intentional?
I'm looking for one. Yeah. It hasn't really been a priority for me, to be honest.
I mean, dude, you walked from the other side of the country.
Yeah, it was like I was doing that shit, you know? I was just doing it. It's like, you know, it's like I'm in LA before I left too, and I know I'm going the last 6 months. I'm like, hey, you in the market for someone growing a real ugly beard that's just gonna leave for the next year? I don't know how long it's gonna be.
She could have hung out in the van.
Yeah. Anyway, it just hasn't really been like I don't know. I think I'm a little slow in that part of my life.
Did you have a phase where you were going a little wild?
Yeah, it fucked that's made me more slow.
The fuckboy phase?
It fucked me up. It fucked me because Logan, bro, I didn't go on a date for like 7 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because I'm just doing like hookups on the road, and that's what I think my relationship with women is supposed to be. And like, it just messed everything up in my head.
How'd you get
In
out of that?
what way? In what way?
I'm getting out of it still, man. Like I'm not like the pillar of the healthy relationships. No, it's not that. I never like cheated on anybody. It's just I've just flown solo most of my life, you know. So like being with somebody, that's I don't know that much about it.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
Are you interested in exploring that more?
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
You're gonna need to find a woman who can level you up in that way, who's probably done it before and had experience in healthy relationships.
I think so.
Because otherwise, you're gonna just conjure up a fucking you're gonna be the perfect boyfriend magically. I mean, you've done it before. You've made extreme shifts. Look, if there's anyone that could do it, you probably get it done.
No. I think I need all the help I can get.
You
for
see
sure.
a therapist?
I haven't been, but I have in my past. Yeah. Do you?
Yeah. I started seeing one recently.
Helpful?
Yeah, immensely. Yeah, immensely.
Did you know about this, by the way?
Nope.
Did you know how I found out about this?
Go ahead.
It was this happened yesterday. This is a true story.
Mm.
He's my best friend, bro. I know everything about him. I
You
know
thought.
his difficulties of wiping his ass when his hand broke. I know everything. We're sitting and we're not smoking weed. I'm not smoking weed, but I'm sitting there with this non-joint in my hand. And he goes, "Oh, fuck, I forgot." And I go, What did you forget? He goes, "My therapist is calling me." And I'm seeing this girl call him, and I'm cracking up because I'm like, "Oh, yeah, therapist." Right? And this girl answers with like her hair like perfectly positioned, beautiful books around her. "Logan, are you ready for
pushes the
your
glasses
session?"
up.
No, I swear to God. And this girl, respectfully, I have an amazing, beautiful girlfriend. This girl looked like a Victoria's Secret model.
I do know about this. You did tell me about this fucking smoke show that you met and was the only person that was able to get you into a therapist's office.
Do you know how he got this started? He was at a party with a lady.
I
And she
remember
goes,
this.
"Yeah, my daughter's a therapist."
Yep.
And he's like, "Oh, is she hot?" She goes, "Yeah." And he's like, "Well, give her a call." And he goes, "Well, I'm working on myself." And she's pretty cute. And but here's the fucked part. He's like, "Could you drive? Because I want to go through the session." Tell me why I found a little bit more of myself listening to this psychopath next to me break down his life. She's saying the craziest shit to him, and I'm like, yo, the balls on this lady. Like, I was like, I've never heard anybody talk to this man.
Wow.
She's like, "Have you ever thought about this?" And he's like, "Oh, I never thought about it that way." I go, "Maybe because you never give us a fucking chance to dive into your soul, asshole."
Let me explain to you something.
You felt like she was threatening your position in his life?
No, I'm glad she came into his fucking life.
No. Let me explain to you something.
And
He
did they
needs a therapist, bro.
did they discuss ass wiping?
No.
Okay, you guys are good.
Actually,
we have yet to cross that bridge.
yeah.
No, she's fantastic. She's very, very good at her job, and she's young and attractive. I told George before I answered the phone, so he wouldn't be taken aback. But she has a boyfriend. First and foremost, get your fucking mind out of the gutter. And B, I'm obviously married.
Oh yeah, my boy falls in love every 3 days.
That's not true. How's it been changing your outlook?
Tell us. I got a question about therapy. Do you feel better like immediately right after you get off the phone? or is it sort of like a rising tide?
I
in your
never thought therapy would work for me.
Mm.
I'm so stubborn. I'm just talking about my problems. Ew. I'm just talking or complaining for an hour. Disgusting. But that hour of intention and why am I going to therapy? Right? Why is anyone going to therapy? I'd assume it's to maybe know a little more about yourself, maybe become a better version, do better in a certain area of your life. And so if I let myself down after that hour of intention and I don't always have what I'm talking about subconsciously in the back of my mind, I'm only letting myself down. So that hour of speaking about one thing will always just be there. And so the thing that I want to improve or the topic of conversation that week will come up in my life. It'll be addressed and I'll maybe be a little bit more considerate, which is something I've been working on. I want to be a better partner. I want to be a better friend. And these things where before they were just solely desires, now they're desires with a little bit more fuel. And so maybe I'll do something a little bit more considerate this week. These are character changes, right? These don't take a week. These don't take 2 weeks.
And she gives you tools, right?
This takes a year, 2 years. And so I found it really beneficial in that way. And I I'm just diving in. I only had a few handful of sessions. It's awesome.
Maybe I need to do that shit.
I think it'll help, bro. I'm
not?
telling you, and also in the same
Make me
way,
a better partner, like you were saying,
dude.
Yeah.
I mean, how can you? I want to be a sick fucking partner, a really good partner, but I struggle with that sometimes. So what am I gonna do? Just sit here and say I struggle with this sometimes, or go fucking speak to
That's what
someone
Mike does.
And by the way, my therapist.
I'm just joking.
No. But you're right. But I've done therapy, and I don't. You asked the question like, do you feel better? Does it like leak in? The only thing, first of all, it's even comparable for me has always been workouts, and I always liken the feeling of walking out of the gym to the feeling of walking out of the therapist's office. When I walk out, I look at the sky a little bit differently. I'm a little bit more calm, a little bit more relaxed, and a little bit more happy and grateful. You know what I'm saying? And it's immediately the second I walk out, it's like, yo, this girl or dude just lifted 1,000 pounds of bricks off my chest.
Wow.
I told this person things that I've never told anyone before.
Wow.
Because I don't go to therapy, and I don't believe the majority of people go to therapy to try to accomplish more goals or to be a better partner. For me, at least, it's always been, I just want to feel better, man. I don't want to fucking feel like this anymore. I want to wake up and not feel that blanket of depression or anxiety or sadness. You know what I'm saying? And like, some of these people are really fucking good at what they do.
Yeah.
They know how to ask you the right questions. And honestly, like, one of the big things about therapy that people overlook too is just like, most people that are struggling like that, they just haven't talked to anybody in a while. And all they ever wanted was somebody to just listen to them and just give them an ear for an hour. And even if you have to pay for it, dude, like even if you have to fucking, drive to the office and it's administrative in feeling, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just that hour of
Also, as a pro listener.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Like just somebody dedicated to you.
Yeah.
Yo, I'm here for you to listen to learn about you and to make you feel better. Like
They're going to be a
that's
better
good
listener
feeling.
than your boys. No offense.
Usually.
They went to college to learn how to listen.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They're pros.
Yeah.
I would recommend that
I
to
never
anybody.
had like as good of an experience as you guys. And the thing people always tell me is you didn't have the right person. They weren't the right match for you.
sure.
And so
For
maybe
sure.
that's true. Maybe
It
do a
is
little.
true. It is true. I've been through.
I've had some shitty therapists. I've had, some dudes that were just like, like I don't go to therapy to meditate. And I had, I love the idea of meditating and making that intentionful, but I've gone to a couple therapists that like, we're going to meditate today.
You use
No, that's not why I'm here.
men.
Yeah, that's not why I'm here.
Male therapists always.
No. I prefer women therapists because I found that they have a little bit more of a connection to the part of me that's missing and needs help, which is the softer side of me. I'm fucking, you know me. I'm fucking rigid, hard, cold, calculated to an extent on certain things, and I need that like
Mike
warmth.
is a serial killer.
Yes, correct.
What?
Yes.
I'm a serial killer.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but true.
He's like, I'm cold. I'm calculated.
No, but I just need that warmth. I need that warmth.
I thought you were talking about me.
Oh.
I forgot his name was Mike
Yeah.
too.
Oh.
I'm the only Mike. I was like, well, I'm serious.
No, I know.
What did I do?
He goes. He's like, how did
why
they
did
know?
you laugh and just stare at my boy then?
I was like, what?
That's what a
no,
serial
I said
killer does
what?
when he gets
I said
called
what?
out.
I said what?
Oh.
Anyway, I
He's
just
like, I
railed
hid
us.
the bodies on the top of a
apologize.
mountain
No.
for no reason.
Calculated, by the way, is not even anything that I am. So that was a complete mistake.
Well, you can't just say adjectives about yourself that
Yeah.
aren't true.
I'm working on it with my therapist.
I hope so.
The female. I never had a female.
Like I said, it's just like imagine having someone that's
Easy,
a little bit more
Jordan.
motherly
Yeah.
in the office.
When's the last time you feel like you had a crazy amount of fun? Damn, this is fun.
Crazy amount of fun.
Today, podcast.
This has been good. This has been good for sure. Crazy
He came
amount
to
of
Puerto
fun.
Rico. I can't believe it.
Oh man.
You got him.
I'm trying to think of I can think of a lot of times I have fun, but crazy amount was the last one. I did this long bike trip this summer. That was pretty good.
Is it all physically intensive? I'm talking about fun, Mike.
Yeah, I don't know. That just seems to work for me, man.
Road bike?
I do gravel biking.
What in the fudge?
Gravel biking is in between road and mountain.
Hybrid.
Yeah, that's
hybrid.
where
It's
gravel
basically
is.
made for dirt roads.
Got
Basically
it.
made for
Have
dirt
you got
roads.
gravel? It's like in between the dirt and the road. And just a bunch of gravel.
Oh, when's yours? Maybe I'll jog something.
My
for
fun
me.
thing?
Yeah.
Well, we were supposed to do. Never mind. Well,
That doesn't sound very fun. Whatever
God
that one.
dang,
was.
not
I was
any-
supposed to-
no one in this room
I
has
would have had
any
an
fun.
answer. I would have had it. Last night we were supposed to put a. I ordered these mini top hats off Etsy, and there's these frogs that are in Puerto Rico, and when you drive up to them, they freeze. And so I want to put this miniature Etsy top hat on a frog, and take a picture of it. And that in my mind, that sounds so fun. And we were supposed to do it, but it didn't happen.
Why didn't we do it?
We ended up just not.
Can we do that tonight?
Yes.
All right.
And we can go to the beach. at night.
Especially if you look at it as so much fun, then you should do it. Because I
It's
went on a
amazing.
ride. I went on a ride at Six Flags maybe like 2 weeks ago that goes like this, but way high. It's called the Lasso of Truth, Wonder Woman Lasso of Truth. It's in like Napa Valley, California, and it went so high. This is like a big boy fucking ride, like
Yeah.
crazy shit. And I was on it with my brother-in-law. And we were just flying through the sky. My little stupid flat mashed potato feet were just dangling in the air, and I was making sounds like this. Whoa!
You can see those things from the ground.
Yeah, literally.
Bunions just
Yeah,
everywhere.
100%. And they said that actually there was so much surface area on my feet that it was slowing the ride down.
Bro, did you go to Cedar Point?
Come on. Yeah.
Millennium Forest, dog? Come on.
That place is
The
nuts.
Gemini, Top Thrill Dragster.
Top Thrill Dragster was underwhelming.
I disagree. I fully,
Yeah.
I was thrilled at the
That's
top.
the one that
What's
just
the one
launches
they
you,
had,
right?
There was one other one.
Maverick. Was it the Maverick?
The Maverick.
There was a Maverick. There was a Jet. There was Gemini. There was a.
That's your name, right?
Yeah.
Is that where you got it?
I'm
From
the
Cedar
Maverick.
Point,
No,
right,
yeah.
bro?
No, that's where they
No,
got
they
it.
made it after. They made it after.
It's after you.
Yeah.
He's suing him.
Fuck
It's
yeah,
a-
right?
it's
You got
after-
it right at Cedar Point. You made it. You made it. Holy shit.
We could do a whole episode on theme parks sometime.
What's
I
your-
have yeah.
What's your relationship?
What are
Twice.
those horses doing here?
Two of them.
What's your relationship with weed? The good old fashioned
Uh,
Mary J.
I don't have much of one. I stopped smoking maybe 10, 11 years ago.
Oh, okay.
And occasionally now I'll take a very low dosage of an edible. I'm talking 2.5 milligrams.
Oh, very
would be,
low.
would be the top I go.
Why even take it?
This summer I got back from Everest and from the retreat. I was like,
He's like, I'm
maybe I'll
going
try that.
crazy.
Maybe I'll try that this summer because I had the whole summer. I got a house in Michigan. I was like, I'm going to take the rest of the summer to do nothing. I was like, maybe I'll try doing that again. And then the proper dose, like, last time I smoked, I was like doing bong rips, and it's like, it was a different thing, you know?
So you have at one point been pretty involved, invested in weed?
It was like something I would do once or twice a week. I was never heavy in the game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Too much.
Do you feel like you've met so many people and had so many experiences because this path that I can kind of I see you going on now, I think is going to yield a really vast wealth of knowledge that you're going to be able to share like you want to one
Yeah.
day. But do you ever get overwhelmed by how much is out there, how vast the world is, and how grand this planet is? There's a word called sonder, and it's
second new word of the day.
sonder.
It's beautiful.
It's
time, yeah.
It's a pan used to fry onions, by the way. I think.
it's a phobia. It's basically the fear that, you know, it's a realization that there's 7 billion people on this planet, each with a life as vivid and complex as yours.
Mm.
And I get kind of caught up in this weird like existential, whoa, the world is so great, and I want to understand all people and try to live as many experiences as I can and do all these things, but it's a lot. And you're living it, and a few people in the world can go and do these experiences, but sometimes spreading the takeaways is really hard because fitting all of it into your brain is overwhelming, I find.
Yeah. I had that a few years ago, but I don't really have it anymore. I don't know if part of it has to like the retreat stuff, where it's like, or maybe it's just, I think another part of it more than that is like just touring. Like I toured for basically 10 years, and so it's sort of the mystique of travel is left. And,
Yeah,
I've been to some of the, sorry, just to wrap up that point, but hang on to what you got. Like, you go to some of the same places twice, you know, like I've been to the Grand Canyon and I've been like,
Yeah.
and then went back there 2 years later and just felt in my head and like depressed and it's like, oh, it's not the fucking place. It's me. And wherever I go, Charlie's coming.
That motherfucker.
You know, and it's like, so that sort of rearranged my goals a little bit. I met this guy. Tell me what you were gonna say.
No, I was gonna say, yeah, branching off of that is what I'm talking about. Maybe it's that first impression that is the thing.
Well, I think it ties into your other thing of you're always working, because, or let's not call it work, because I know it doesn't show up as work for you. You love it,
Yeah,
and I got that.
I try.
You love making the content,
Yeah,
sharing.
it's a blessing for sure.
You love it. The never turning that off, like it's endless. What you could capture and those may be connected. Whereas like if you did turn off and see what was there, there might be a new peace of mind, like you were saying, or comfort from just being here.
Yep.
Might be something you bring with you everywhere, but does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like you're never gonna get all the human experiences possible. You can't live them all in one life.
I know.
You know.
Yeah.
So, go ahead.
I do understand what he's saying, though. I actually recently had a higher level of that. I started having FOMO of people from the past that I'll never get to experience. Like, I'll never have a conversation with, like, historians. People that
Pilgrims.
changed, like, the way. The what?
Pilgrims.
Pilgrim. No, but for real, not even as a joke. I would love to go back in the time and understand why they made their decisions the way they made them. What was their theology? Why did they believe it that way? Why did they play games that way?
Ask him. You're religious?
No, I'm not part of any religion, but I definitely have like a spiritual part of my life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there a certain part of the country that you feel you relate to or connect with more?
Midwest. I'm from Michigan. I love Ohio. I was telling Caleb earlier. Walked across Ohio, and a lot of like when my career was starting, a lot of my first shows were there.
Sick.
So I definitely connect to like there. The like the mountains in Colorado,
Cool.
and for sure. Like the East Coast, I feel like I'm like, this is like slightly different than
What do you mean? What do you mean by that exactly?
I don't know exactly.
No.
I can't put my finger
I'd
on
love
it.
you to tell me.
When
You
I
mean
go
in
to
a bad way, or
not like they're better or worse. I feel like I feel like I'm on a different wavelength. When I go to Boston and
Calm
What
down.
kind
that's
of
where you're
wavelength
from.
was that?
Yeah,
just
but
calm
Mike's
down.
from New Jersey.
Do you feel
bro.
that though when you go to Midwest?
The Mike's
Of
from
course,
Maine, bro.
the place that gave me a visceral fucking feeling immediately was when I landed in California for the first time. Saw the coast of California, saw the mountains run into the sea, saw Big Sur. That place changed my life forever.
Big Sur,
Saw the palm trees, saw the.
How did it change your life?
It gave the land. All I remember saying to myself was, the landscape is dramatic. It's a dramatic landscape. When you drive down the 405, the big fucking hills with the houses, big houses on top of them, everything's big and extravagant and
Big.
the beaches are wide and it's just like, I don't know, there was just something about like that Pacific air and the Pacific Ocean that just like spoke to me. And I was there for one day and I was like, I'll live here for the rest of my life. It just struck me like a ambulance that runs over a patron.
You ever been struck?
By an ambulance?
No, just in general.
In life.
Street fight?
Oh, in a fight. My last
Lightning?
fight was in high school.
Did you win?
Fuck no, that's why it was my last fight. Yeah.
He beat my ass.
Yeah, I got my ass
I wrote a song
kicked.
about it.
I got my ass kicked. There was this kid named, I learned from it too, man.
Hopefully to bob and weave. next
I
time.
learned, yeah, shit, man. I learned there was this
What was the
kid.
takeaways?
Don't get in
I was
fights.
like, for whatever reason, where I grew up was very diverse, but sort of like in the way the friend groups cut out, like sort of self-segregated. So it was like, the Jewish kids, these kids, and black kids, whatever. My friends ended up being the black kids. I was, for whatever reason, I was in that clique. And there was like, I felt like, I don't know, like I was like the guardian of how like, I'm like 14, 13. Like I'm like the expert on how white people should relate to black people.
Yeah. A purveyor of the culture.
That's what I thought I was, like fucking idiot. And this new kid showed up at our school and he was pretty big. He was a white kid and I remember he used to wear FUBU.
Oh.
And I hated him because I thought he broke one of my rules. Like, you're not allowed to wear that.
Right.
Like, it's my decision.
By the way, was it just FUBU or what about South Pole? Like,
I'm sure he had all that going on,
Got it,
but it was just like,
Could you elaborate why he shouldn't be wearing this? Because I have no idea why.
the FUBU was a brand called For Us By Us.
Yep.
And the us was, my understanding, African American.
Got it.
And he was a white guy wearing it. And like I said, I thought I was like the gatekeeper of
Got
that.
it.
it's so funny to hear you guys experience this.
I
The
had
first
this
time this is a big
judgment-
thing.
I had this judgment about this guy. And I never spoke to him, bro. I was like, oh, this guy's full of shit. He's fake, all because of what he was wearing. And as the school ended one day, I was walking. And I remember I was just like, I was looking for trouble. Everyone was leaving school and I was walking the wrong way. And I locked eyes with him. He locked eyes with me. It was crazy. We just were like a tractor beam. We just went. He was like, what the fuck are you looking at? And then he pushed me and like I went to push him back before I even done. He hit me 5 times in the same eye.
Damn.
That's so many times.
Bro,
man.
like,
What were you doing?
I don't know.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Dog, it was
He just
quick.
standing
It
there.
was quick, dude. I got a black eye. I got suspended. We both got in
You
trouble.
got suspended for getting your ass kicked?
Yeah.
I was fighting.
Yeah, if you
trying
try,
to.
You didn't even swing back.
I was trying. It didn't work out.
He got
Listen,
smoked.
I got
His principal was like,
smoked.
"You're a pussy, kid." That's
Go
settling.
home
Yeah.
and don't come back.
7 days for you for beating him up, 8 days, and you need an extra day to
Dude,
think
so-
about what you did.
I found out that like all my judgments about him were completely wrong. Like he came to our school because he got kicked out of last school. He stole a car. Like he was from like a really tough and like he was actually really hard. This kid was hard.
It was harder than all the people you were trying to
Bro.
protect.
He said,
It's like
"You're
the-
gonna learn today," and he
He
did.
was hard and he beat the shit out of me. And I just realized like I like look, you're like a real fighter and shit. So like
Well, he won as much fights as you, actually. So
you're a real fighter. George got him, bro. George fires back. Boom, boom, boom.
We only have like one joke that we ever say. It's like the same one over and over. but that was timed very well because of that
And
story.
sadly, he hasn't learned his lesson yet as much as you.
Bro. Anyways, bro. I went to a gym a few times, like enough to know that like before I thought like if you're strong, you should be scared of that like that guy looks big. So, and then you go to gym and you realize like you have no idea, like the guy can look however he looks
Don't
and
matter.
be such a good fighter. And so you just never know. So I just decided like, bro, like if I can avoid fighting, probably do that.
De-escalate.
You know? For sure, if you can. You know, obviously like if it's some situation where like you're in danger or like a loved one's, you gotta defend them.
Yeah.
And probably knowing how to do that's not a bad thing.
Agree.
But
That kid had that fire. You know
Bro.
that fucking fire that
dude,
you
look
just
at
missed it.
fighting.
You should have seen it in
What
his
was he
eyes.
mad about? That's what because we know what you were mad about. Like, what was he on his spectrum? Like, he was walking, he's like, you know what? Fuck this kid. Bah, bah, bah.
With the multi
Probably had
punch.
a tough life, that kid.
Yeah, why was he so upset with you right off the rip?
I was
Maybe 'cause
set
you
too
weren't
though.
wearing a shirt.
Bro, I felt it.
Okay.
It was like we're fighting.
I see, I
And we
see.
barely even
Well, it
spoke.
could have been the fact that you looked at him like this.
Could have been.
That would make me want to
I don't know. But he was looking at me the same way. It was crazy, bro.
Afterwards, you guys
Imagine you just
debrief
walked
or something?
past
Like,
him.
I saw him again one other time. Like
and you walked away.
he was cool. You know, after you fight someone, sometimes you're like you're like friends after. Or
Yes,
something.
yes.
Weird ass.
He definitely knows.
Weird
It
ass
is.
masculine.
Yeah, it is.
thing.
100%.
And then you like respect the other.
Yeah, it's a
guy. I don't know.
respect thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're stupid. We're primal fucking males. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Isn't
Yeah.
it so weird how right after all of a sudden you like everything drops off and you're like, yo, man, like, you know, everything I said about your mom, like,
we
I
had
take
to
back,
get it out.
like,
Of,
yeah,
like, why is that? Why
yeah.
is that?
I don't
It's just
know.
it's a respect thing. I know it. Like
Yeah,
I
for
have
sure.
a lot of my closest friends that are till this day were from a
Beat your
fist
ass?
fight. Yeah, no, not even as a joke. Like a legit. Like we would beat the fuck out of each
Damn.
other, and then we would relate. It was kind of like you step up to the plate.
Yeah.
If you beat my ass in a fight, I have more respect for you. But if I beat your ass, I'm not like, yo, fuck this kid. I'm like, dude, honestly, I respect you for even fighting.
For
back.
fighting, yeah.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of guts, dude. I've gotten my ass kicked so, and I say that it sounds really funny, but I've gotten my ass kicked so many times that I'm the most dangerous person because I'm not scared of getting my ass kicked. Like I've been there. It hurt,
I see what you're saying.
but I'll
Hey, you
be
tried to
there.
fight
I'll
both-
match
you tried to fight
I'll
both
bite
island
your ear,
boys.
I'll do whatever it takes. But there's a lot of people that have never been in
and
a
the
fight.
manager.
Yeah.
you try to fight the Island Boys, man.
And the manager.
No, well, no, I was very calm with them because it's not. But like, like
just keeps-
you get nah, bro. Come on, bro. Like, no, absolutely not. Am I gonna be? I was sitting like I was talking to my mom on Christmas. I watched the
Like you were doing
the-
a 60 minutes interview with
Yeah.
Barbara
I was
Walters.
like, tell me how
Who
you
sits-
feel. I was literally there was zero threats in this situation. But that's how I
At no
said.
point were you sitting like this?
No, I did. I watched you finish because I was dying.
like a fucking statuette in a garden.
But a lot of if you ever punch somebody that's never been punched in the face, it's actually the funniest reaction. They get hit and they're like,
Wait a second. I was not expecting that to feel like that. 100%. 100%.
dude, like it's so funny because this is their face, right? Yeah, yo, fucking. They're like, oh shit. Now, luckily, I grew up with Middle Eastern parents.
So you got punched in the face.
Dude, my first time I ever got hit in the face, I swear to God, I was like, oh,
Santa Claus?
that's nothing. That is absolutely nothing. So I got abused by my father. I just want you to take that.
Jesus Christ.
Is your therapist open around 6 p.m. later?
is she available? I need help.
Evidently, George, you like fast food?
Nah.
All right,
Can't
well,
rock with it.
we got Popeyes outside if you want some.
That was the
Wow.
worst.
Sorry. Sorry to rain on your parade.
Well, you
gentlemen.
shouldn't like fast food. It's bad for you, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm still going to eat
I
it.
love Popeyes.
Yeah.
That chicken sandwich.
What did you eat?
It's
while
good.
you were-
Oh,
Are
it
you
tastes
sure?
good. It tastes good. There's no denying that.
You're so healthy. What the fuck?
Hey, man, I'm getting older.
Skin
bro.
looks good, too.
That's
Yeah,
the Sprouts.
yeah.
You
Yeah,
guys
you're glowing.
sprout?
The supermarket. Sprouts, the store?
You gotta start sprouting.
You do fish oil?
Yeah. I
You
do
like you
fish
get your
oil.
omega-3s?
How do I sprout?
Okay, you get it's the easiest thing in the world. You get a mason jar.
Too
and
much already.
You get a mason jar.
No fucking shot. I wouldn't even no shot, dog. You
Listen to this shit.
you started
find
this
one
in
of
the, you
those.
started
You
this
have
the
a
wrong
mason
way.
jar.
No, a man named Mason.
You have a listen. You have a mason jar, and it gives one of those screen tops on it. I get it for you. You put the seeds in, 2 tablespoons. They soak overnight. The next day, you rinse them out, and you rinse them again, and then you leave them tilted like that. You do that twice a day. It takes about 15 seconds each time. And for broccoli sprouts, 6 days later, they're done. And they're like, the problem, if you buy them from the store, I mean, it's not a problem, but they've been dead for a day or two to get to the store, at least, right? But these are like, you grow yourself. They're still alive.
Do you grow yourself?
Yeah, fuck yeah. I got
Green
8
thumb?
jars going.
Green thumb guy?
No, I just got sprouts because it's easy. If I have to get a garden, I'd like to get a garden, but
You eat meats?
I'm not there yet.
I have.
Somewhat. Not
Pickle,
much.
you like pickles?
Love pickles.
So do I. I don't know
Yeah.
why. Dill pickles.
What is this question?
We like to get into like the end of the show.
Do you
we usually-
prepare this?
No, we usually get into what's like rapid fire at the end of the show. It's just kind of our
Pickles?
thing, dude. Yeah, pickles. You don't have to drive a Taurus.
Anyways,
do
the
you?
sprouts, bro. The research on these things, because you're an athlete.
Yeah. That's what I'm like. Especially, I want to look young for a while.
The research on these things for broccoli sprouts, you can sprout all sorts of shit: alfalfa, garbanzo, lentil, but broccoli sprouts is crazy.
I love
crazy.
I love gardening. I really do. I want
That's
to I
great.
want to grow old and have a really nice garden.
Yeah,
And
That's great.
I'll put sprouts in there now.
sprouts can be inside, and they don't need sunlight. They're so easy.
Wow.
It's inside, no sun.
Wow. All right. I got to give it a shot.
Just the
drink
jar.
it? I'm sorry. Do you drink the water? Or what do
Yeah,
you
yeah,
do
yeah,
with the
yeah.
water?
Wait.
No, so it's got a screen top, right? So every day you're essentially keeping the seeds wet,
Okay.
and then you rinse, and it drains out. Imagine this has a screen top, so all the water comes out. At the end, it's just like
Oh, you just
sprouts
oh,
you
you
get from the store.
Oh, okay,
Oh, do
cool.
you drink the water or something?
No,
not the water.
You
eat the sprouts. You eat the sprouts.
After they soak in the water
Yeah,
for an
they're
amount of time.
the way I understand it is like the broccoli sprout is to the broccoli as the stem cell is to the regular cell. These are like they're packed
So
with
this
nutrients.
is superfood.
This is superfood.
Got it.
So, traditionally you'd sprinkle some sprouts on a salad. I'm eating like a salad
yeah.
of
Oh,
sprouts.
sprouts.
Sick.
Yes.
Dude, you're a fucking legend for that, bro. Just eating sprouts. Growing and
Do
eating
you
Oh,
feel
they're
any
great.
difference? Be honest.
They feel good, man, when you eat them.
I think
They feel great.
you got a lot of things figured out. I think I don't know if you feel like this, but I think you got a lot of things.
More
figured
than
out.
I did before, for sure, but not all things, man. For sure. Yeah.
You suck.
You guys inspired me, man. I'm gonna think about this therapist thing. Yeah, female therapist.
I'm telling you, I mean, for me, bro, like women are just easier to talk to, and
Yeah.
I feel like I can open up more to like my mom, and maybe than I can my dad sometimes. That's not true, but I can open up to both my parents. But in general, like, yeah, I think you should.
Yeah.
You'll be surprised with the results. Is there anything else before we go that you want to mention or plug or?
Ask questions to Aussie, man. Anything.
I want to thank you for having me on. All three of you guys.
Of course, bro. Of
all you
course.
guys behind the camera. Caleb, shout outs. Kevin. My goal, or my hope is that the conversations is of value for us. I know I'm taking something away from it, but also for everyone listening. So if that's the case, I thank you in advance for that. And I don't know what else I got to add. I think
If
we
they had to pray
we
for
went
you,
to-
what would you want them to pray for?
That's a great question, man. I would say peace of mind. I'm gonna make a little list here. It's my Christmas list. Peace of mind. That I learned to be a great partner. And that I'm of that I help others experience transcendence. And what I mean by transcendence is like a moment where your normal life, a moment that cuts through the mundanity of your normal life. You know those moments like, whoa. If I can, as much as I can help other people feel that,
Love.
that's great. Put those three. If you pray for me, those will be it.
Love
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Love that. Awesome. Mike Posner, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming
Hey,
on.
thank
Impaulsive,
you,
brother.
guys.
Of course. If you're listening to this podcast, thank you. Hit that subscribe button. We love you, and we will see you next week. Take it easy. Bye.